Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
I, on the other hand, am headed outside, and it's minus 38 degrees right now. I'm going to a property, potentially another hoarder house. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but that's where I'm going to test it out and see if it's going to work. Meanwhile, Melissa's going to work on the pantry and see if she can make that all come together. But I got to go, otherwise I'm going to be late, and I don't want to be late. Now, you would think on the coldest days of the year it would be really cloudy, but in fact it looks like this. Clear skies, kind of foggy. This is what a minus 37 to minus 40 day kind of looks like in Canada. Sunny, but super cold. I have arrived and I'm in the basement. We come down the steps into the basement of the house, and it's actually not that bad. It's not terribly messy. They've been working really hard. But what we're going to do is have an opportunity to look and see if there's things in here that we might be able to use for the shop. So we're having a look around, and it looks like we've come into the hobby room here. Is it okay if I have a look over in this area? I'm drawn instantly to toy cars because I do collect and sell Hot Wheels. We actually just bought a collection of 6,000 Hot Wheels. And you've got some Matchbox models of yesteryear. Some of them are still in their boxes, which are nice. So was this all your dad's stuff?
Yeah.
This was all stuff that he collected? And was this mainly because he used these on the railway sets, like his...
He just liked toys.
He just liked toys. Okay. A man after my own heart. And I see there are boxes that might have... I see Lionel Train Track. I see American Flyer. This is the American Flyer 2 rail. And I see boxes and boxes and boxes of train. Actually, that's a lot of American Flyer. This is kind of neat. Is that aluminum? No. It's wood. Did he serve in the military? Was he Air Force? Okay, because I saw a lot of Air Force stuff kicking around. It looks like he did have a Lionel track set up at one point. And are there engines and cars for the Lionel stuff too somewhere?
We got to go somewhere else for that.
We got to go somewhere else. I see there's some bits and pieces and rolling stock for HO and okay, and there's Mechano sets. Well, see, now I'm getting excited because there's stuff that I could definitely use in the shop. And of course, I'm a big kid, probably not unlike your dad, so I like all the fun kind of stuff too. Okay, let's have a look. Are we walking straight ahead? Okay, to my right I see bottles. My friend Bob the Bottle Man would be very happy to come down here. He's a bottle collector. Even these funny little things like these Ward Air ads. It's kind of goofy stuff, but that's advertising for an airline that doesn't exist anymore. And here we go into another room. And that's a pretty big crane. Remote control cranes. There's a Second World War Canadian Doughboy Army helmet. There's toy tractors, Tootsie Toy cap guns still in the packaging. And it's probably not super duper old because they have a barcode on them. They're probably fairly recent, but that's still cool. And I see a ton of, it looks like he collected collector plates. I recognize those boxes. Anytime I see those flat boxes, I know exactly what it is.
On the wall over there. He's got some hung up in the basement.
I did see, but you look on the shelf and there's dinky toys going back to the 1950s, mixed in with 80s kind of pullback toys. And you've got the big tank model kits, remote control kits. This is actually, there's quite a bit of fun stuff here. Oh yeah, there's some American Flyer there. And I don't usually get into HO too much, but I know it would sell. Like if I sold it at an auction, it would sell. I'm gonna turn my light on here. There we go, so I can see what's in. Now, I see a lot of rolling stock. Does he have the engine somewhere else? Okay, there's, these are older HO engines. There's some American Flyer rolling stock. Passenger cars. So somewhere around here, there's gonna be probably a whole pile of engines. Because I don't see really, there's a couple engines in there, but with all the Lionel stuff, I don't see any Lionel engines.
Yeah, like you said, we haven't been through everything, so.
Little people, O-gauge, switches, turntables. If I were a betting man, I would think that he would have put some of the O-scale stuff somewhere more special. Did you ever look in here? The vault?
Toys.
More toys? I was just thinking I needed to bring in some more train sets around Christmas. Okay, yeah, there's dinky toys. And parts and pieces. Tootsie Toys. Yeah, quite the variety of stuff. Actually, this chest that he has this in is kind of cool too. It's like a little, it looks like a lockbox or something. But every shelf has something kind of cool packed on it. I mean, from my perspective, I would be happy buying everything in this whole cabinet, I'm sure. Some of these aren't going to be worth really anything. But then others, like the Dinky and Corgi and that are, and the Matchbox set are. And like anything, it ranges in value based on condition. But there's people out there that are looking for the little accessory sets like the Esso gas pumps from the Matchbox sets. So a collection like this would come in really handy to, you know, and this I can tell is a 1920. It's in really rough shape. It was missing the front, but that's a very early Dinky toy. That's one of their first Dinky toys, actually. That would go back to the 20s. And you can buy aftermarket grills and stuff for them, so hope is not lost. But I don't know, guys. I can see there's a lot of fun stuff in just this one room alone. Okay, well, let's keep looking. Okay, this is one of those situations where the heat is working in the house, and it's actually kind of fun because there's a lot of really cool things that would work for the store. So I'm going around and I'm trying to find the stuff that would potentially be able to sell. So we're digging through boxes and trying to group these things together so we can potentially make an offer, and fingers crossed that we can make something work out today. But we'll see how it goes. The problem is every box has something cool inside of it. You know, there's a few things that you're like, well, that's not really worth a whole lot. And then you get to a spot where there's some stuff that is. So, you know, you either pick through the things that you want specifically out of that box, or you just push the whole box aside and go through it later. Some of these boxes I'm pushing aside because I think that I could probably sell even the stuff that isn't all that hot in there later on. But there's so much to go through. I've been grouping my stuff over here, and already I'm getting a good sized pile. But when we look at the train table, we look at the stuff that's up top here, I'm more interested in O-gauge, although there are some nice engines here. But I am more of an O-gauge guy. And so when we see the American Flyer engines and things like that, these are things that I can sell. These are good sellable items. There's also some N scale stuff. This is all good inventory. I could have actually used all this inventory before the holidays, but here we are, you know. Good. There's lots of engines, which is nice. That's usually what people are interested in, are the engines. So we're gonna group those together and see. Oh, there's more at the back. Look, there's more buckets of stuff. There are bins and bins. Okay, that's switches and track. That is a cattle car for a Lionel. That box is marked trains. I'm going to come over to that and see what we've got going on there. Electric switches. I don't want to make a big mess, because you don't want to leave somebody's house worse than when you came there. So I really do just want to bring the stuff forward that I think I can do something with. Some buildings and accessories. Lots of fun stuff to go through. Okay, well, so far I have found a whole pile of toys, which I was not expecting to find. Tons of cool toys. Haven't made a deal on it yet, but we're gonna see. But I said, let's come out here and let's look in the garage, because I find that sometimes the best stuff is hiding where you think it might be trash. Old oil cans can be quite valuable. Gas pump parts, who knows what's in here. So I said, let's look in the garage. So they're gonna come out and meet me out here and we'll do a little bit more digging. Okay guys, well, I was able to strike a deal, thankfully, and ended up with a car load of stuff, which I'm gonna go home and offload very soon. But I'm doing a final walk around because these shelves are packed full of stuff. Picking up this from my friend John, who works at this TV station. He'll think that's cool. But really, I'm just looking for other stuff that maybe I've overlooked because there's so much to see. All loaded up and on my way back home again. Very nice family that was selling this stuff. I kind of was hoping that it would be a situation where it was a hoarded house that we'd buy the whole contents and do another series of. I think it started off that way, but they'd already done most of the work. But I did manage to find a whole bunch of stuff we can use, and right now I guess I do have a lot going on, so maybe doing another series right now would be a little challenging like that. But we're gonna get back to the house, offload everything, and a lot of these bins, I just grabbed the whole bin. I don't really know what's inside of it, so we'll do a little unboxing here, and hopefully there'll be a few hidden treasures that I didn't see or notice. Really hope it'll make sense and it'll all be worthwhile. Let's see what I have done today. Nothing falling out. I have completely filled my wife's SUV. I should have taken the truck after all, but took the SUV, completely packed it full. I don't want to let all hot air out of it. I'm gonna have to take a minute to get the garage open and get this offloaded into the garage where I can sort it. Inside the house, Melissa is working on getting the Christmas tree taken down with Steven. I, on the other hand, have to come back out to the garage where I am to go through some of the boxes. This should be the fun part. And it is warming up enough here. Luckily, I've got a heater in the garage. So I can do this and not freeze to death today, because it is darn cold, if I didn't say that enough times already. But let's go through some of these boxes and see what there is. I guess what I'll do is I will start down at this end. This is a box from my childhood, if ever there was one. We always used to get these at Christmas time. There is a box of toy cars. And I'm hoping it's not all newer stuff, because the newer stuff is only not really worth a whole lot, unless it's kind of a rarity. But if you get an older item, still in the package, like this, which is probably from, 1979. Still in the package, that could be, like a $40, $50 car compared to a $2 to $3 car. So I need to find a few of those in here to make this kind of worthwhile. Like these die-cast planes, I'm sure I could probably sell these at the store just to kids. I don't think they're gonna be worth a whole lot. And this collection really did have a little bit of everything. Okay. It might be from the 80s. I'm hoping there's some more of those blue Hot Wheels. There we go. There's another one. Any old vintage carded Hot Wheels. So that'd be a good one. Aries wagon. Some of these can be quite valuable and collectible, especially when they're in the package. So the more I find, the more money we'll make back. And this is the Canadian packaging, the hot ones with French and English, because we have two languages here, of course. So international carded, those are a little bit better. Okay, I don't think there's anything other than some, mildly collectible vehicles in there. I think that was the best. I think those were the best ones out of that bucket. More toy cars. Here we have a variety of, it looks like old Matchbox. Quite a bit of old Matchbox toys. And the earlier ones have the gray wheels, about a 59 T-Bird. But I'm hoping that there's gonna be some collectible Hot Wheels in here. That one's not bad. I'm looking for, of course, you guessed it, Redline Hot Wheels. Hoping that there will be some in these buckets. I mean, not to say I'm not happy with finding a bunch of cool Matchbox. That's always neat too. And some of these castings are really fun. Lots of good graphics on them. But let's go through bucket number 2. There was quite a few in here. I mean, certainly, you know, even $10 to $20 a car or more on some of them. Like this Lambretta, actually, that's about a $100 little die cast, close to it. And there's the Triumph motorcycle. So there's quite a few good Matchbox toys in here. But I don't see any. Let's see, there's just piles and piles of stuff. Oh, there's a Hot Wheel. There's a red line. That's the mail away Boss Haas. It's a good car. And a Diora that's seen better days has got some corrosion on it. So a couple red lines. Not a whole pile, but there's a couple there anyway. Lots of military toys. Let's keep browsing and see what else is in these buckets. Oh, there's another one there. Some of those are a little worse for wear. There's another one. So a few little red line Hot Wheels in here. But lots of great sellable stuff. Let's move right along. Start looking at some of these buckets. Now, this collection was put together over a number of years by a gentleman, and there's an awful lot of stuff. The trains caught my eye. This box here, I bought it without going through it because I saw there was a whole bunch of toys in their original packaging, and some of them quite old. Corgi, Matchbox, models of yesteryear. So there's quite a few toys in their original packages, which is always nice. Found that in the garage. I didn't film in the garage when I was there, but I did find the old Mintex brake lining clock. That's a good piece. Probably doesn't work because the cord shot on it, but I will try and fix that up and get it working. There was a little Dixie. It's not quite a banjo. It's not quite a ukulele. It's called like a, what are these called now? Like a banjolette or something. They have a certain name for it. Somebody watching is going to know what that name is. But it plays like a ukulele, but it's shaped and built like a banjo. Anyway, I thought that was darn cool. Really neat. And a whole pile in the original case of original wood shaft golf clubs. Now, the older they are, the better they are. Wood shaft is good. Those are quite collectible. These would probably go back to the 1920s or so, 20s or 30s. And to have the original carry case, well, that's just icing on the cake. I didn't even look in this. I'm gonna go ahead and assume this is a banjo in here. What brand it is, I don't know. It is a Framus banjo. It looks like it has a newer skin on it. There we go. This pie pan kind of 4-string banjo. It's almost in tune too, which is kind of surprising considering it's sitting there. So nice little banjo. This is I think it's a serger sewing machine. Hobby lock, made by Pfaff. Let's see what it says. So we ended up with this, a Pfaff Hobby Lock. I believe it's a Hobby Lock overlocker machine. Does all kinds of different serger stitches and stuff. They just had to set up with so many different colors of thread. Anyway, kind of a neat thing. When you're at an estate sale and you see something like that, I just know that somebody's gonna use it, even if it's not me as the end user. But for me, I kind of want to look through some of these boxes over here and see what I was able to get. Finding original toys in the original packaging is always nice. They're easier to sell. You don't have to worry about the condition. Like that is a 1960s Corgi toy, still on card. This is a little light box for an American Flyer. There we go. I ended up with a whole bunch of American Flyer train sets, like a lot of them. I'll set that with the train stuff for now. Let's see what's in the bucket. Nice little railway crossing. Some Donald Duck books. There were a few of these Big Little books in here. Is this actually Irish Spring in here? Nope. It's a tractor. Never trust what's in the box because it might be something different. We got a tractor in the box. Hey, I had that when I was a kid. Probably had that Irish Spring box too. And is this underarm deodorant? No, it's another tractor. Apparently tractors end up in little boxes. So you have to kind of look through everything because what you think is inside might not be what's inside. Okay, these are lots of Tootsie Toys, an old brand, but those are not old. Bachmann miniature plane. Okay, I'm gonna dig through this a little bit and see if there's anything really super cool in here. I can dig this box out, give myself a little bit of room. Let's see. What's in the cardboard box? That's what I want to know. Matchbox. Those are models of yesteryear, Ford truck and stuff. So those are sellable. Those we can sell at the shop. Toy planes. Just kind of a variety of stuff, really. You know, you got some tractors, some Hot Wheels, a Sears die-cast metal truck. Looks like a Nissan or something, one of those Fords, import Fords. Neat anyway. It's always fun to go through mystery boxes because you don't know when there's gonna be some random gem lying inside of it. Didn't know it was there. There's another old corgi. Set that aside. That one's in quite the package. Why is this one all wrapped up? Oh, final run. Oh, I forgot they did this. When the last time they make a Hot Wheel, they used to do these final run series. Came in this special thing. It's just like, you know what? We're done. We're never making that thing ever again. So you get the special packaging for it. That's kind of cool. Wow, it's 240Z first edition. That's worth more than your average Hot Wheel, but still not super expensive, but it is cool. Funny, this person was in their 90s and it looks like they were still buying relatively modern stuff up until recently. What's in here? Oh, there we go. Some fun stuff. A little bit neater. We've got, I'm interested. The yesteryear cars, they're neat, but they're not really all that collectible. But this, however, is a bit more collectible. That's a Lamborghini Miura. Original packaging and everything. That could be like a $100 toy. That's worth setting aside. Little Matchbox truck in its packaging. Oh, finding quite a few little gems here. Okay, let's check the shoebox out. What do we have? Dinky and Corgi toys. See, this is kind of a neat casting. The Royal Navy jet, and that is Dinky toy, Phantom 2, F4. It's got this little plastic cover on there still. Those can disappear pretty quickly. Some of these are newer. That's Ertl, that's newer. But this is gonna be older. That's a Dinky toy. Dinky Super toy. Little Corvette, someone has painted. Can be restored. Anything can be fixed. Dinky toys, Jeeps, Land Rovers. Oh, that's the Man from U.N.C.L.E. car. Maybe I'll do a little restoration on this guy because that's one of my more favorite castings. I love the little movie TV cars. I have quite a collection of these. Ilya Kuryakin. So that I might set aside. Some of these will end up being a keep for myself. Dunlop van. Oddly, surprisingly, the decals are still decent on it. I think there's gonna be quite a variety of Dinky toys in this collection. If I'm lucky, my showcase is gonna fill right up. Look, I even found one still in the box. It looks like it's wrapped in a old bread bag, but that's a Canadian Pacific airplane, fairly rare casting, and it's got the original box for it. I'm gonna put that in my, this is my super cool pile. Super cool, gets to go over there. This box is heavy. I can, oh yeah, big Dinky toy tank. A little Dinky toy train. It's kind of neat. Wow. it's just cool stuff around every corner. Oh, that's a tire rack. That's a dinky toy tire rack. Not in the greatest shape, but there's a mobile crane. Let's see, what did they wrap up separately so it wouldn't get damaged? That is gonna be, it looks like a dinky, it's a super toy. It's another dinky toy. And it's got all the little chains on it and everything. That's in great shape. Great find. Lots of fun stuff. Every single one of these little boxes is full of toys. Wonder if the trailer's in there. Yep, it's in there. Into these Bertle or Dinky, don't know. Neato. Now, some of the other boxes I got were full of a variety of things. This one, look at all the American Flyer trains. So he had little wooden boxes he'd made for them, just the right size. That one looks like it needs a little TLC. Some are probably gonna be better than others. I saw this when I was there. This is in really sad shape. Early on, this company, Dinky Toys, they're very early models. They were making them out of lead and they just disintegrated. Look at them. It's just so brittle. It's cracking. It's disintegrating. There was nothing a kid could do to stop it from happening. You know, your wheels would break off and it would be just a goner. So those really early toys, although rare, just didn't stand up because of the lead. They ended up introducing Zamac as a material and did it that way. Oh, look. Blue Anteater Hot Wheels Sizzlers. Okay, well, you know I'm going to have to open these up and see what's inside. Well, and it appears to be exactly what they said it was going to be. These are late 60s, early 70s Hot Wheel cars, but they're meant to go on a track. They've got a little rechargeable battery in them so they'd run on their own. Kind of like a slot car sort of idea, except there's no slots. They just sizzled all around the track. So it looks like I've got a few of those in decent shape. Little retro kind of set here. Hot Wheels Throwback 10, 50th anniversary. Little anniversary set. And it looks like there's a DeLorean police car in there. Unusual. Neat stuff. Feel like a kid at a toy store. I was gonna say kid at a candy store, but there was no candy in there, so I'm just a kid at a toy store. Let me keep on searching. Well, this, I know what it is. It is Mechano sets made in England. In America, they would have the Gilbert set, which would be very similar. It's the little metal bits. You put them together, you make the stuff on the box or make whatever you want. Kind of like more mechanically inclined Lego, if you will. And you can build all sorts of stuff. That's a much older set, that one. Number 5, the Tower of London. 20s and 30s stuff. Some of these early kits can be very collectible and you can build some really amazing things. In fact, I have a couple customers that are always looking for the red and green Mechano. So having boxes and boxes and boxes of it is going to bode well for the shop. Inside another mandarin orange box is Jello Coins, and it looks like they've come a little disheveled, but it might be the whole darn set in there. These were given out when you bought a package of Jello back in the 1960s, and each one had a little car on it, and they were numbered, and you'd have to collect the whole set, which is a lot of Jello. That's an awful lot of Jello. And I don't have just the one box full. I've got several of these that are just packed full of the Jello coins. Some are cars, some are sports players and stuff. And of course, they're still collectible. And that one even has its original carrying case. And I noticed that this little plastic bag has Doberman Pinscher, some old trading cards packed up in them. Looks like they're all about different sorts of dogs. Interesting. You never know what's going to be in a box. It is literally a little treasure hunt. Now there is a tin roof off a little building, which I hope is going to be in one of these boxes. There's all kinds of stuff in these boxes, bits and pieces off of trains. This reminds me when I went to, when I did the Potter's house, everything was in these milk containers. And you'd be inclined to throw them away, but they were just used as storage. There's an old train car in there. It does not want to come out. Let's see, what does it say? Tin plate hopper car. Oh, gauge, okay. What's in this one? This one's got a little bit more weight to it. It is, oh, look at that. That is a pre-war American Flyer electric train. That is a beauty. What a sweet little find that is. Just a gorgeous little find. If I'm lucky, oh, maybe one of these boxes has the tender for it. Well, there's a tender. I don't know if that's the tender for it. It's a correct scale, but man, oh man. I would think the original tender for it would be a little bit taller, but that engine's in gorgeous shape. Okay, now we're finding some good stuff. Now we're getting a few cool things in the mix. I haven't even gotten halfway through the boxes here, and I feel like I'm gonna have to spend some more time on it. So I think what I'll do is we'll do a part 2 video, and I'll go through the rest of the stuff in that video because there's just too much to go through in one video here. So, favorite find so far, I would say, would be the train for sure. The American Flyer S-gauge pre-war train. That is super cool. The clock I love, but you know what, guys, you'll have to tune back in for part 2 and I will go through the rest of the boxes. I don't want this video to get too long, but we'll do that video soon because I'm gonna have to get all this stuff out of here and to the shop, and I don't have too much time to do it in. So thanks for watching today's video, guys. Stay tuned for part 2 when I go into the rest of these boxes and figure out exactly what it is I have here. I mean, it's gonna take me a while because the garage is pretty darn full of stuff. But every box has been holding a treasure in it. So guys, stay tuned for that. More episodes to come, and thanks very much for watching. We'll see you all very soon. Well, I guess we'll see you all really soon when I film the next part of this video. See you guys, and bye for now.